perform live, use that big brand of yours and follow us on Twitch. We do things live there sometimes.
Let's talk about our favorite field trip memories.
Mm.
These could be good or bad because I have a good one and a bad one.
Mm. I'm also weirdly interested to see, because we grew up within 100 miles of each other.
Yeah.
I'm
how
really
different our field trips were.
or how similar.
Mine were probably pretty similar.
Because I grew up in
we all went to Washington.
We all went to DC.
Yep.
8th grade.
I did not.
Did you not go to DC?
No.
Okay, well, this is a question then. What
grade
year
field trip did
were
you go on?
in 8th grade? Was it around 9/11?
I think I would know. Fuck.
So-
no, 8th grade. That was.
You're my age, so you were not, because like I was in
Yeah.
10th grade during 9/11.
I think it was
So,
in like 10th. I think.
I was in the 8th grade in 2004, and because it was so soon after 9/11, even though it was DC, my school debated whether or not we should go to DC,
Yep.
and it was a toss-up between DC and like the beach or something.
I was
like that.
in the 8th grade when 9/11 happened, and we didn't have that.
You
So
did-
We just went.
You just went anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
like we canceled my senior trip because of 9/11. I didn't
Where
have
was your
a
senior trip?
Our senior trip was supposed
It
to
was
be
like
Europe.
Carowinds
Yeah.
or something?
No, we were supposed to go to
Oh,
Europe.
okay. Wow, you were going to go to Europe on your senior trip?
Yeah.
Fucking-
My senior
fucking
trip was
Mayberry.
Carowinds.
Well,
And I didn't get to go because I was suspended for putting the word fuck in the yearbook. We'll talk about that another time.
so I didn't go because they just ended up going to the beach, and it was like, granted, I had a small graduating class of like, I think it was like 80 people,
Yeah.
but regardless, all of the people that did went was like 20 people, and they were all people I didn't like, so
Yeah.
I didn't go.
Makes sense.
There's one person I liked, and I saw her all the time, so whatever.
Okay.
I didn't want to go to the beach with a bunch of bullshit people.
Yeah.
Don't want no drama.
I don't think my school ever did any like cool like field trips. I mean like high school anyway. Like
Yeah.
like the people who were going on badass field trips were the band.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went to Disney World a number of times, and they kept talking about all these awesome stories.
That's
I was
weird.
just
My
like,
band
well,
never did shit.
yeah, apparently that's where all the fun was. So, so one of my favorite ones was going to the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Zoo was always like a kind of a frequent one, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just went with some friends, and like they had like chaperones, I guess. They had a chaperone with like this older couple,
Mm-hmm.
like grandma, grandpa old. And our group, we just kind of like splintered off from them and just kind of went all around and did everything. And eventually we made it to the end of the park and got reunited with them. But it's
Yeah.
just kind of funny. We kind of went rogue.
That sounds awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I had to stay home during our zoo trip because I forgot to get my parents to sign something.
Oh, no.
Your
If Brian is
teachers weren't
attacked
like-
by aminals.
I was the 4 kids that stayed.
Oh, see, like my school was small, so we did have some kids who would forget their permission slips, and the teachers would just call their parents and be like, "Can so and so go on the trip? You can just give me verbal confirmation."
Yeah.
And then the kid would get to go.
That wouldn't hold up in court.
Probably not, but also at the same school there was a deer that jumped across our chain link fence and got his leg caught in it and broke it, and they came out and shot it, and then we had deer for lunch the next day.
What?
So this is the same school.
This is
so.
fucking wild.
Oh, God.
Also, our well went dry, and they had to dig us a new one, and we went to school for a whole week without water. We weren't allowed to go to the bathroom, which is a huge
This
health
is
code.
in the United States.
yeah. So yeah, and we were like, why are we going to school without water? Because we were older. I think I was like, so it was kindergarten to 8th grade, so I was
Yeah.
in middle school at the time, and we were like, why can't we stay home from school today? And the teachers were like, because the Board of Education, so they can tell the difference between a kid who went to school 180 days and 175 days.
Wow.
And I was like, no, they can't, because the last week of school we learned about boat safety. We lived in the mountains. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk about field trips.
Let's watch Remember the Titans some more.
So my Washington D.C. 8th grade field trip, we actually got those like really kick-ass buses and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we went up, and I became close friends with a friend that I didn't really talk to,
Mhm.
but he was always at like the spend the night things with like Joe Borowski
Yeah.
and whatnot. And he was my roommate, and we had 2 other people in our room that we both hated. So we just kind of like became the buddies of the trip.
Yeah. You just held each other tenderly and
Well,
Eskimo
I
kissed.
learned something very intimate about him on that trip, and that he has no bowel control.
Oh no.
So on the way up, he shit his pants.
Oh no.
And then when he got there, he shit his pants and clogged the toilet.
Oh, no.
And then every time we went out, every single day of the 4-day field trip, we went someplace, he would shit his pants.
That kid needs some fucking pull-ups.
And then he shit his pants on the bus on the way to something, and he had to go take off his underwear and like throw everything away, and he was just roughing it for our trek around Arlington funeral.
My favorite,
Arlington
Cemetery.
Oh gosh.
My favorite is that you probably were like his like buddy. He would come back and be like, "Well, I'll shit my pants again."
Yeah,
You're like whisper it to
I was
you.
absolutely that guy. And my favorite though was like the one day he didn't shit his pants.
Were you proud of him?
I don't know, because he completely left me that day.
He was like, "Don't need you anymore, sucker. I'm on my own now."
We were at King's Dominion for the last day of the trip.
Yeah.
And I was out of money at that point because I didn't understand money.
Budget.
And you
budget.
bought like 45 pairs of fake Oakleys.
Now that brings me back to DC. No, I bought a giant pencil at the Jefferson Memorial.
Oh!
And
fun.
I'm gonna write giant letters with this.
and I bought DBZ trading cards at the Pentagon Mall.
Nice.
Oh my god.
And I ran out of money and couldn't buy food.
Oh no.
And other people bought like snacks for me.
Brian, you're my favorite.
This is what you're marrying.
So that was my DC trip.
So one of my coworkers is about to chaperone one of his kids'
Okay.
8th grade DC trip. Oh god. And one of the things that I noticed is that, I don't know about y'all, but it was like 5 to 6 kids per one chaperone or parent.
Yeah.
Now it's 2 kids to one chaperone
Really?
or parent.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
kind of nice.
Yeah. It sounds way greater.
It sounds nice for the parent, not for
Right.
the kid, or for
Yeah.
the chaperone, not for the kids, because you get away with some crap if your chaperone is busy.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite trips that I went on, it was in high school, and it was a club trip. I was part of the art club, and so every year we do a really big trip on spring break, and we would like do fundraisers the entire year to pay for it.
I'm dropping my phone.
Well, my freshman year,
Let's just put
we
that on
went
the table.
to Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it was several like legs of a trip. So we took the train and we went up to Washington, D.C. We only had like a 3-hour layover there. So we saw some museums, and then we got on the train and went up to Chicago. And we were in Chicago for 3 days. And then we got on the train again and went down to Santa Fe.
Wow.
And we saw a lot of art museums because it was the art club. But we
How
just
long of a train ride was that?
So the other one, so like to DC was only a few hours,
Yeah.
and then from DC to Chicago was, I remember it being pretty long because the Amtrak shares lines with like the freight trains.
Yeah.
So everyone has to stay on a schedule. So if you're ahead, it's not like, yeah, get there sooner. No, we have to pull over and wait for like the Freightliners
Yeah.
to pass. And these Amtrak, like, it's awesome, but they also break down a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I remember waking up when we traveled from Chicago to Santa Fe. It was like we started out at night. So we were sleeping most of the way through. And I remember waking up in Kansas City because we were just parked and the AC had went off.
Oh,
And it
God.
was like, I woke up because I was sweating because our train had like broken down and they were trying to fix it. And we were stuck in Kansas City for like an hour in the middle of the night.
Jeez.
I wonder if that's like a super North Carolinian thing. Because like a lot of my middle school field trips involved trains.
Mhm.
Like,
This was the only one I went on that
Okay.
was train related.
well, because we took Amtrak from Winston to Raleigh to go to like some museum
Okay,
or something.
that's cool.
I can't
The only
remember.
time I've never legitimately been on a train. I've only ever hopped on a train in Tampa.
Yeah.
I've been on the Tweetsie Railroad in
Okay, well, if
that's the only train I've
if
been
we're
on.
counting that,
Been
then I
there.
guess the Disney World train. I've been on the Disney World
Did
train.
any of you ever go
Yeah,
on
their Amtrak?
go to Tweetsie Railroad as a like
still
a
wanna
field
go to-
trip?
Yeah, in kindergarten,
yeah.
that was my class field trip, was Tweetsy Robert.
I really want to go to Dollywood.
Weird. I want to go to Dollywood too.
No, well, let's go to Dollywood.
I think we should do a special episode where we go to Dollywood.
Okay,
Great.
we're gonna have to get a fifth person a ticket. You're the cameraman.
You know, I've been to Pigeon Forge, but it's in Pigeon Forge, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot. And we never went to Dollywood.
Really?
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Your parents have failed you.
So we have.
Well,
a
there's
friend-
like so much other shit to do there. It's like, I never felt like I was missing out on anything.
So we have a friend who goes there often.
Yeah.
And she just loves it. So
Because Dolly Parton's a national treasure.
she is.
She really is. How much time do we have left?
You got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Sweet. I have enough time to talk about.
No, we're going to add more time because I've got more things to talk about.
This was the worst / most interesting trip I went on. This was also with the art club.
Oh boy, I know where this one's going.
So we used to take like little monthly trips that were not very expensive. They were just very in the area. We went up to Ashe County.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Ashe County, or no. It was called the New River Zoo. And we were like, okay, we'll see what this is. And me and my best friend at the time.
And this is with the art department.
This is with the art club. And I just have to mention, like, I loved the art teacher, but she was fucking crazy. She was just a really eccentric lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was really awesome most of the time, but sometimes she would just do some weird shit.
Yeah.
So she organized this trip. And me and my best friend at the time were like, okay, this is looking pretty sketchy. Because we turned down this, like, unpaved, like, dirt road in the middle of the mountains. It's, like, in the forest. And we pull up to this, like, little parking lot. And there's this huge gate, like, it's locked. We can't get in. But there's this, like, old 80s silver car parked out front with, like, old pizza boxes in it. And someone had scratched "fuck you" into the side of the car. And we were like...
This is off to a great
we
start.
were like, really cool.
And Brittany was like, yes, this is art.
Yeah, we were like, this is art. So this man comes out. He's wearing, like, this plaid, like vest without sleeves and like a purple shirt underneath it, and he's like, hey everybody, come on in. And like, he was just a really creepy dude. And it was the most saddest, like, if you ever see those people who collect like exotic animals, and that's essentially, we were like in his backyard, and it was all these like exotic animals in like cages that were just like way too small. Like, honestly, we should look it up, and if this place still exists, we should probably try to get it shut down.
I'm pretty sure it is shut down. We talked about this a while back ago.
Is it?
And when you looked it up, and it got shut down.
I'm
What
not
was it
sure.
called?
The New River Zoo, I think is what it was called.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't need to exist.
Jeez.
But like, it was like these emus like in this little muddy paddock where they had like cut down all the trees, but there were still like all these stumps and rocks, and it was just like really terrible. And we go into like his snake house, and he has like a cast iron skillet that's like turned into a clock hanging on the wall, and just like old TVs stacked up. It was just like the weirdest shit. And then we go to like this monkey cage, and he's got like all these bananas, and he's like, look at the banana, and the monkey is like, just won't look him in the eye. It was just like the worst trip I have ever seen. I actually have some pictures that I took. We can throw them up
if you can find them.
Yeah, they're on my Facebook.
After 2000.
I took them. I took it with like a film camera, so some of the pictures came out blurry. But like, me and my friend were just like, we have to document this. We have to remember this forever, because it was like the weirdest shit. And I think the guy's name was like Ken or something. I don't remember.
Did you have like a tiger thing? Wasn't there like sad tigers there?
No, he didn't have any like
Jeez.
big cats.
He didn't have any
but
sad tigers.
He had like a bunch of reptiles. He had like a monkey and like some emus.
Okay.
Like, or maybe there was like a
I feel like you
cheetah
told me
or a
about
jaguar or something that really,
cat of some kind.
yeah, they really didn't like him. And there were like these little, gosh, I can't remember. I think they were
Keith
like,
Stroud Jr.
yeah, that's his name. That's it. Is there like a police report for this guy?
I have been holding this giggling for a minute.
Okay.
I just Googled the New River Zoo.
Let's hear it.
This is from a website called insurancejournal.com.
Mm-hmm.
NC's New River Zoo can reopen after biting incidents.
Oh, no.
And that is from June 22nd, 2007.
Oh, well, that was right after we went, because it had to have been like 2005, 2006 when I went.
Because, yeah, you graduated in 08.
Yeah.
Codamundi escaped and bit a 5-year-old boy.
What's a coda Monday? Is that like a
It's
monkey?
a small member of the raccoon family with a long ring tail.
Maybe it wasn't part of the zoo.
Tested for rabies.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He said it was the first time an animal had escaped in the 10 years he had animals there. The zoo was shut down in October when a leopard bit a woman on the arm when she tried to pet it.
Yeah. That was the thing too. That was the thing though, is they had these animals in like the bar cages, and you could walk up and just put your hand in it if you wanted to. Like it was just not kosher. And at the time, I was a kid. You know, I was a teenager, and me and my friend were like, haha, this is funny. This is fucking weird and terrible and funny. And it was probably also like a survival mechanism to get through it.
Yeah.
But looking back...
We are trapped in this situation.
Looking back as an adult now with like a smartphone or whatever, I'd be like, no, this place needs to be fucking shut down. Like, I fucking hate those like little people, exotic zoo. Like, I have a cheetah in my backyard, pay me $5, you can look at it. Like, I hate those. But yeah, so I just wanted to. I'll show you guys some pictures too later, and you can throw them up on screen.
All right, yeah,
too,
send them to me. Well, Hutch, follow that.
I can't.
Like, mine's nothing. My shittiest experience was that when we went to DC, we didn't spend a full day at the Air and Space Museum.
I was pissed when that happened. I was so angry. Also, they had a Star Wars exhibit there, and I was really into that because, like, Episode 1 just came out.
Yeah. So after thinking about it, just I should preface: no one should ever do what I did on this trip because it was really stupid. But anyway, so in high school, my senior year, they had one of the clubs had kind of these like test competitions you can do. So I took one at the state level, and I thought I was not going to do well. I just kind of guessed through a lot of them, and I got second in the state.
Oh wow!
What was the test?
It was on technology concepts, but it was a lot more like,
what is a computor?
I remember one of them being like, was an ATM or something like that. And stuff like that.
That is an ATM machine.
I feel bad for our state.
I think one of them was on there that said automatic teller machine or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but it was more like hardware type concepts that I'm less familiar with. So, Aaron used to joke, congratulations, you got second in the state guessing test. Anyway, but that made me eligible to take a trip to Dallas to compete at the national level.
Ooh.
So, and weirdly enough, this was in my senior year. So I graduated school and then flew to Dallas with a teacher to compete in Dallas. So I did have a friend who lived in the area. She was actually in Fort Worth, and it was from a like a kind of like a picture rating site. You know, I had a bunch of like friends.
Hot or Not?
It wasn't Hot or Not. It was called Pick Rave.
I know that one too.
It's how I met. Josh, aka Inside Manure. I know him from that. Like,
okay.
ASL.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a whole nother topic right there.
69. But I don't look my age.
So you had a friend.
So I had a friend. And one of the excursions that we could do is to like, go to Fort Worth. So we did. And we went to this ranch thing. So I was just going to meet her. We were going to just hang out there. It's just like this weird kind of cattle ranch like place. And then she was like, yeah, this place sucks. Let's go. I was like, but yeah, so I was like, okay, whatever. so we left. We went to go grab some like lunch at like this other restaurant that she works at. And then we got back. Or rather, we were on the way back, got caught in traffic, and the tour was leaving, and I was not there. And my teacher is like, "Where are you at?" She's like, "We actually left for a little bit. We're on our way back." And she was like so mad. She called my dad, and my dad called me, and he was not happy. So eventually, the next place we were going to was actually like literally right across the street from this ranch area. And no one was happy when we got there. but eventually, the trip mellowed out.
So you almost ran away from home mid-trip.
Yes.
Cool, got it.
But you didn't actively do it. You just kind of shrugged your way into running away from home.
I have a question. Was she hot, and did anything come of that?
No. I mean, no.
I wasn't sure if that was a situation.
She was a real dog.
That was what I was,
because like hot or not.
That was the narrative that I was building in my head.
She was cute, but it was nothing was going to come of that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. She was just a friend, one of many that I chatted with.
The real question I have though is, what did you place on the test?
Yeah, national level.
Nationally? I don't know.
He was just so embarrassed that he was like, I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, I'm just
pull my name out of the hat.
Yeah, it's like I actually forget this whole trip. But otherwise, Dallas was really fun. It was really like this. We were at the it's the same place where they have QuakeCon.
Quakesylvania.
Yes. Adams Mark Hotel, and like they had like a direct connection to a freaking skate rink next to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway, that was a weird trip, and that was my weird experience. Anyway.
All right. Well, I think we got some weird vacation.
Yeah. I just want to mention really quick that I got offered meth by my best friend on my 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C. It was the first night there, and she was like, let's party! And then, like, we smoked some cigarettes for the first time. And
that's a hell of an upgrade.
Then she pulled out some meth.
Cigarettes, you were like, I'm being rebellious. And she was like, let's jump this shark.
Yeah, and then we like took a bunch of puffs from our Buterol. Like we all had asthma, so we were like, let's
smoke cigarettes and do steroids.
And it made us all really hyper, so we were like jumping up and down on the bed. But our teacher was like, knew that we were smoking in the room because you were smoking in a hotel room. We cracked the window open, but we like just tapped the ashes on the carpet and rubbed them in with our feet. And then we got in trouble for that, and they luckily didn't send us home, but we were really bummed out for the rest of the trip. And then we were at the mall the next day, and this guy approached us and asked us if we wanted to be whores. Basically, he was like, "We'd be a nice place to live. We have a pool. I'll take care of you.
You almost got human trafficked."
Yeah, he was like, "Come with me," and it was the three of us, and we all screamed no, and he was like, "Whoa!" It like scared him, and he like ran away.
Sorry, I was just
and he like ran away,
trying to be a friend.
Yeah, we were propositioned to become women of the night.
You could have been a Dracula.
Wow.
And we said no. Thank you, sir.
And I'm glad you did.
You ever thought about being a bat?
This is a food court.
Sir, this is a Denny's. Please leave. I'm 12 and this is Denny's. No.
There were kids on our trip to Raleigh for one field trip where they were snorting pixie sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I never got that. Was that supposed to make you like hyper or
no,
some shit?
No. It's just fucking kids being idiots.
Kids being kids.
Kids have always been dumb.
Yeah. But
all right, Brittany, I think you won.
Yeah.
On multiple levels
I was
here.
trying to win, but
you did.
I don't know. My school is wild, man.
All right.
Good old mountains.
Mountain schools, take me there.
No.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.